Welcome. You have reached Imperial Reviews, and today's review is Caddo Lake. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's get into it. So let's go over the cast. We got Dylan O'Brien as Paris, Elisa Scanlon as Ellie, Lauren Ambrose as Celeste, Sam Hennings as Ben, Carolyn Falk as Anna, Eric Lane as Daniel. And that's about it, pretty much. And shout out to Dylan O'Brien. I didn't review a few of his movies that he's been in. And when I first seen him on the scene, he was in the Teen Wolf series that showed up on MTV that I followed. And he was playing as Scott. No, not Scott. Scott was the main character. He played as, I forgot, Scott's best friend. And he was just like the wingman. And he really took off in his career. And Tyler, who was the main character, Scott in that Teen Wolf, he ain't done much of nothing really. And but yeah, shout out to Dylan O'Brien for excelling in his acting career. Now let's get into this story. So as you see, this is from the producer M. Night Shyamalan, and this is some people will probably really like this movie. Some people look at it as this is a mind f, and let's just get into it. So it starts off with Paris is in a car. He's with his mother, and they're underwater, and the mother can't get her seat unbuckled. And when she can't get her seat unbuckled, she ends up catching a seizure and drown. Meanwhile, he rises up to the top. Then it jumps to a scene with Ellie and her sister, her little sister Anna. So it's following them. So they got trouble at home, and trouble at home. They live out on Caddo Lake, where they travel different parts of the lake on a boat. So everybody's familiar with using the boat and navigating through the boat and knows the precautions for everything. So it also shows Paris, who's now his father's concerned with him, and that he has a girlfriend who really likes him, but he's pushing her off. And her name is C, and that's a catch right there. So he's obsessed with trying to find out what really happened to his mom, that she was misdiagnosed and stuff like that. So his mission through this whole movie, he's going back to the site where his mom, he works on a swamp. He's going back to the site where his mom is drowned at, and he's looking for answers. So while all this is happening, you got Anna, the little sister of Ellie. They got their family troubles. So they're all on Caddo Lake. So these two situations are happening at the same time. So at least about a good 50 minutes go by in the movie, 50 minutes to an hour go by in the movie, and then it start to pick up some. So one night Ellie has, she has trouble. So her mom name is Celeste, and she wants answers about her father. And so Celeste is not really giving her answers, pretty much saying, Daniel raised you anyway, so you need to start showing respect. Ellie wants answers, and she respects Daniel, but she doesn't. That's not her dad. So she wants to stay over one of her friend's house. Now she leaves, goes to her friend's house, take the boat, go over her friend's house. Comes back the next morning, the little sister is missing. They can't find her. They can't find the little sister because the little sister pretty much left out and pretty much left out trying to chase her so she could be with her. So this is where the mind F start to roll, because you have Ellie now going out looking for her little sister. You have Paris tracing where his mom stayed, and they kind of end up in the same part of the Caddo Lake around the same time, and the mysteriousness of Caddo Lake starts to happen. So Ellie, to not get lost in the forest, she ties a rope in the woods. Now what happens is you see Paris see this rope. So you wondering how the two not seeing each other. So what end up happening is the little sister Anna is still missing. Paris finds Anna, picks her up. She got like a stab wound in her, and takes her to some men. But when he looks at the field, it's like steel mill, and he's looking like, where did this come from? So he finds some men, flag them down, say got a girl wounded, and they asking her, what did you do to her? Where you find her at? And he asked them like, where am I? And what time is this? And the man said 1952. So he like, what? So meanwhile, while this is happening, Ellie she finds Anna, a version of Anna, and she takes Anna all the way back to her mom and them. The mom is snapping like, where you been at? And saying Anna's been gone for 3 days. And so they're really riffing at her. And she like, well, I brought her home. So nevertheless, she goes and somehow she ends up back messing with the tree again. And well, the Caddo Lake. And what Caddo Lake now did is it pit Ellie in 2005 and it pushed Paris in 2022. So now it's really a mind F. So I'm telling you what's happening, and it all pan out. So now Ellie is starting to figure things out. Like, so as soon as she came in 2005, she seen the board 2005, and where she was located, she seen chain that Anna wore. So she seen the chain that Anna wore. It was the same chain that Paris had found in the lake. So she digged in the car, found got the chain out of the car. Now, when she was back with her mom, before the time jump in the timeline, teleport and all that, the mom told her the story about her dad, saying that the dad left her for another woman and left her there crying in a parking lot. He didn't want nothing to do with him no more. She never wanted to tell him that. Now the ironic thing is, when Ellie, where she's at in 2005, when she gets that chain, a woman comes out and says, hey, what are you doing? And so Ellie is asking her, where did you get this chain? Where did you get this chain? And so she didn't say nothing at first, but then there was all these posters in her car, and she said, fine, it's his mom's chain. And Ellie looked at the picture, it's Paris, and see the baby crying. And when The woman looked, she said, listen, just tell him I want him back. I don't care if he's messing with you. He got his baby here and I don't care. And so now that's the same story that her mom had told her back in the other teleport of how she was left with her dad left her. So now Ellie is piecing things together, and she went to the internet and digged up Anna Lane, which was her sister. Now she's seen Anna Lane was underneath another name. Anna got married. Showed where she where she was born, where she was stationed at, and then it showed her family. And one of the people in her family, one of her kids, was Paris. So now Ellie like, whoa, what's going on here? But it shows Anna died in a car crash accident and drowned. Now that's tying to Paris. So now Ellie knows the full everything that took place. Meanwhile, Ellie's headed back to Caddo Lake to see how she could teleport. Meanwhile, what's happening with Paris, he in 2022, he's on a river, and he's in 2022 in present day where the little girl Anna is missing. He's in her boat, so they think he has something to do with her boat. So they lock him up, and while he's in the hospital, he breaks free, but he's piecing everything together. So he eventually sees that his dad is in the hospital, but of course his dad is older now. Now in this time zone that in 2022, Paris has been missing since 2003. So he's been missing 19 years at this point. So his dad is sick in the hospital, and he happened to run into his dad, tells his dad like he found the mom and he gonna be all right, and he need to, but now he's thinking in his mind, I need to get back to this time warp so I can get back to my family in 2003 because I've been missing. Ironically, as he's running out the hospital, he stops this car and tell the person get out the car, not paying attention. So to pay attention that it's one, it's Daniel who's driving, and two, it's Celeste who's in the passenger, and Celeste is looking like, oh my God, that's Paris. So she was so shocked she didn't say his name or nothing. He wasn't even paying attention. He just jumped in the car and just drove off. Now the cops is chasing him, and now in his mind he's just thinking, I need to get back to the lake so I could get back in the time warp. So the cops chasing him on the bridge. He jumps off the bridge, but the dam broke, and then he pretty much drowned. So when it drowned, Ellie on her end trying to get back to the time warp, she was in the woods and with her rope, and then it just snapped off. So she ended up back in 2022. And when she came home, she went to Daniel and pretty much told Daniel like, Anna's fine, she good. And he like, he just took it well. And then she talked to the mom, Celeste. And so she told Celeste everything. Pretty much when she was in 2005, she had printed out a picture of Anna, that she was married, and that her grade pictures and stuff like that. So she printed it out. And when she showed her mom, like, she's alive. Like, I don't know how this happened, but she was alive, and broke everything down. Pretty much showed her the picture of Anna, how she grew up. Anna was Paris's mom. And of course, Celeste looked like, how is that even possible? I had a little girl. Like, so the forest did, the lake, Caddo Lake did some freaky, mysterious stuff with time warps and everything like that. But you're coming here to me, watching this, listening to this review, save you the time because it's a lot of twist and turn and it's give you a mind F. But overall, it was an okay film. Not watchable again. Save yourself some time. Listen to the review, and you just gotta follow everything that's going on to understand what took place. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Out of my 4-star rating system, I give this a 2 out of 4 stars. It's not a much watch. It's just one of those, if you don't got nothing else to watch, why not? And then you'll be like, what did I just watch? I gotta comprehend what I just seen, what took place. All right, till next time.